Hello everyone, my name is Farrah Tung. For my environmental studies capstone, my topic is on heat mitigation strategies for healthy K-12 schools in King County. For context, climate change is increasing the frequency of extreme heat events, and K-12 students still spend much of their time indoors in aging school infrastructure. However, many schools face barriers to implement heat mitigation strategies still. If you take a look at Figure 1, it is a map from the King County website that shows how heat has become a problem in the Pacific Northwest, where here you can see that the urban area are highlighted in yellow, which shows that heat are really more concentrated on the urban area than the suburban area. And the urban area is also where most of the people are at, which is why the motivation of this project is really wanting to improve students' comfort in school setting with heat. And with that, my research question is which heat mitigation strategies best support K-12 students in King County schools and what affect their adoption? I interned with Public Health Seattle in King County to look into that and design an 8-page heat mitigation safety menu and a 4-page visual educational material now published on the King County website. And these two major deliverables for the internship were done through a literature review on the effects of heat on student learning and on school heat mitigation strategies. I also got a chance to interview 5 industry professionals. One is a school playground designer, while the other 4 are school architects from the architectural firm Mitten about barriers to adoption and overlooked design considerations. To answer my first part of the research question, I found out through my literature review and the 5 interviews that layered strategies are most effective. Having a flexible menu of strategies helps school take action, allowing school districts to mix and match options that fit their budgets, needs, and implementation capacity. And when I say menu of strategies, it pretty much is what is displayed in Table 1, which is different kinds of heat mitigation strategies being categorized in different costs with different implementation timeline. This structure really helps show how schools can combine short-term actions with longer-term investments based on their needs and available capacity. And doing so, the benefit is that low-cost immediate actions can reduce short-term heat stress, while medium and high-cost longer-term actions can create lasting resilience. To take that into more specific examples, here in Figure 2, this is a page from my deliverable that really shows different types of heat mitigation strategies categorized into different costs. Here, the pattern is that low-cost strategies are more on the operational and policy side. And an example is that school can start early and dismiss school early to avoid afternoon heat, and then that will be little to no cost to operate. While medium costs are more on the window treatment side, such as adding overhangs, external shading on the most unexposed classroom windows to cut solar gain. And high costs are usually more about the building facade and the architecture itself, such as installing reflective roofs to avoid heat gain and indoor overheating. And then to answer the second part of my research question, I found out through literature review and the interviews that adoption really depends on feasibility. Many schools cannot afford major heat mitigation upgrades due to limited funding, and even useful strategies may be difficult to manage with limited staff time and technical support. And on top of that, heat mitigation can be delayed when schools are balancing many other operational, safety, and facility demands, especially if they still already have to work with the limited funding. And to take that into broader significance, equities is really central to school heat risk as districts vary widely in building age, facility condition, staffing capacity, and available resources. And it also raises awareness of extreme heat in the Pacific Northwest, just because heat has only become a problem in recent decades. So, doing this, school communities and families can recognize heat illness symptoms and respond with practical short and long-term solutions better. And now King County school districts for this upcoming summer, they can set up immediate heat response protocols such as heat alerts, lighter clothing options for students to wear, and train staff and communicate with families so adults can recognize heat illness symptoms and respond quickly. And to invest or start planning in phase building upgrades such as window treatments, ventilation and HVAC improvements, and expansion canopy over time. And lastly, I want to thank my site supervisors, Brandon Kemperman and Sinelli, for their wonderful lessons on school safety strategies, and my faculty advisor, Professor Amos Darkle, for his awesome mentorship. Thank you so much.